Good morning, everyone. Thought I'd do a rabbit update for y'all. We have bred both these does. This is Duchess in here. She's actually in her nest box, which is very unusual. And Lady Di in there. And no babies. None. So I'm not sure what's going on with that. We've rebred Duchess, but she doesn't seem to be willing. You can't force them. So we may have to change our game plan on rabbits. We're not being very successful. The weather has definitely cooled down plenty to have a viable buck again. The rabbit bucks in extreme heat do go sterile. And we waited till that extreme heat was past before we tried to start breeding. And we've had no success. None. So we might have to... If we change our game plan, my daughter might want one for a pet, and that's fine if she wants to keep one. If they have a litter, I told her she can pick one or two out of the litter that she wants to keep as pets. But other than that, if we don't soon get more rabbit babies, this is not a viable, sustainable animal for our homestead. At least not this breed. These are the silver fox. They're very mild-mannered rabbits. So we were excited to have a rabbit that we can handle and that's not real reactive or bitey. But that doesn't seem to be panning out. Now we will try another rebreed. Lady Di should have kidded by now, or kindled, whatever they call it. But she has not, so we might put her in over Thanksgiving with Duke and see how that goes. I hate to get rid of them because Duke is a super sweet male rabbit, and both these girls are very mild-mannered, but if they aren't going to produce the babies to produce the meat, it's not a viable plan for us any longer. And we did do some winterization. You see those? These are plastic sheets from Signs, and the house has a draft that comes out this direction, which is why they do so well here in the summer, because there's always a cool breeze coming out from underneath the house. But in the winter, it's not such a good idea. So we put some of this, it's the same thing as this stuff here. It's like a thick plastic, and they make signs out of it. And the one place we pick up pallets, they actually call us and say, hey, we got pallets for you. They give us any scraps that they have available at the time. Whether we have a purpose for them or not, we bring them home, and as you can see, we found a purpose. So the whole back side of all three of these cages have a wind protection, and then I put one on the end of there by the young ones, and then one up here, but I left the fronts open for airflow. And the other thing I'm doing today is sometimes the poop doesn't fall through, so I'm going through and I have a little it's over there, a little three-pronged fork. I'm scraping the poop and making it to go through, and I got a bin full, so I'm ready to start scooping the poop into the wheelbarrow and I already cleaned out underneath these little bucks, these little rabbits over here. They're already cleaned out, and I just pulled this is the catch bin for these two bunnies. So everything I need to clean up is actually in these bins. And then from here I go over there to the other set of rabbits, and I'll be able to pitchfork, because this is like a hay fork. I'll be able to pick all that up because I laid hay on the ground after my last cleanup, and I'll show you when I get that far, but I'll be able to scoop that up like it's nothing. Alright, I'll bring you back for the cleanup of those other rabbit pens. I'll show you what I'm talking about. Okay. This bin is now empty, and all I got to do now is slide it back up underneath the cages. It's not heavy. It is heavy when it's full, though, and it was half full. So I'm just going to stick it up underneath there, and it'll catch what it catches. And at some point, we're going to actually physically carry all these cages out of here. We're going to give this a good rake. We're going to lay down a layer of hay and then put them back until we make the next big change to our rabbitry. Now, as you can see, I got at least a half a wheelbarrow, if not more, and I'm going over there to get those boys cleaned up. And why do I say boys? Because I've seen no breeding activity over there at all. Not even, well, they could be all females too, I don't know. But at this point, we're just planning a butcher, but we're not there yet, guys. We have so many projects that we have to do because we've now hit winter here. Those rabbits aren't going anywhere unless somebody wants a pet. Then I'm willing to let them go for a pet. But they're not going anywhere. They'll be there when we're ready to butcher. And we're just not there yet. We've had to do so many things to get ready for winter. One, we had to get all that wood put up. That's about 2 cords of wood, if not 3, that me and the girls, we've been working on since the girls got here. And they have worked so hard to help me put that wood up. As you can see, this pile right here is already going down. It's because we're burning. At nights, it gets cold enough, we have a fire through the night, and then usually during the day it warms up enough, we let the fire go out. But we are burning wood. So, and today, I got a sweatshirt on, which normally I don't need anything on. But today I got a sweatshirt on to do chores. And I'm just doing chores while other things are being done. Getting ready for Thanksgiving. So, alright, let's see what we can do about these. We're going to clean up underneath those cages right there. We'll be right back. Okay, here's what we're going to be cleaning up. Right there's a nice pile. This is under Duke's cage. His falls through really nice. And look at all this, because there's 4 bunnies in this cage. Look at all this, but look at this. Look how healthy and green this is. This tree has grown at least almost a foot just since we put the rabbits over here because of the free fertilizer it's getting. So, yeah, I got some cage clean out to do there. A little bit there. There's Duke. There's our Duke boy. Hey, Duke. How are you doing? How are you? Say hi. You're on YouTube. Say hi. Say, I'm Duke. I'm the Studley boy here. Yes, you are. He's such a sweet boy, too. He is a super sweet bunny. Say, I'd like to keep him. Time will tell, though. They have to earn their way here. That's as simple as that. All right, cleanup time. As you know, I don't have anybody to film for me. So I got to clean up a little bit, and then I'll show you the finished results. Okay, as you can see, Duke's area is pretty clean. There's a little bit left around this barrel. I'll need a shovel for that, and I don't have one with me right now. Now it's time to tackle the next area. But you see, my wheelbarrow's getting fuller. This is all going to the garden. This is gold nuggets for your garden. The nice thing with rabbit manure is it's a cold manure. It's not a hot manure like chicken manure would be. So it can go right on your garden. My game plan is to start putting it in the gardens we're still building and let that start building some really good soil with lots of compost and nutrients, obviously, from these rabbits. Alright, let me get this next section cleaned. Alright, guys. You see how full that wheelbarrow is now. It's pretty full. And of course, the Three Stooges are right here by me. They don't go far. But underneath is clean. Now, the only thing I'm going to do in addition to this, you can see I got under here real good, under there real good. It's all cleaned out, the best that I can do anyway. And hands and knees, an old dustpan, and a garden rake. It did great. Now I'm going to lay a layer of hay down that we have, that old roll that is not safe to give to animals to eat, but it is good for this kind of stuff. We'll put a layer down, and that'll actually make cleanup easy. And you see there's a ton of hay mixed in with my manure. That's because I had hay laying down there. It wasn't perfect, but it was better than just shoveling just loose rabbit manure, because the hay makes a layer so that fork over there can pick up that layer of hay, and it holds all the rabbit manure on top of that layer of hay, which makes my job a whole lot easier. I can't tell you how much easier this was than just trying to get every little nugget. And you can see there's still some nuggets on the ground. Not a big deal. It'll just build soil here. But I got the bulk of it, which is gold for the garden. I can't even tell you how good this is for your garden. Even if you have a pet rabbit and you want to grow food, start collecting that rabbit manure in a bucket to mix with your soil for container gardening, raised beds. Even if you just have flowers on the patio, throw your pet rabbit manure in there and let those flowers get a good feeding, because this is all natural now. Oh, that takes all my energy, guys. I get tired fast. But it's done. The rabbits are cleaned up for now. I have a few other things I want to do, especially for Duke here, because I don't plan on wintering those rabbits in the far cage. The cage over there, I don't plan on wintering those much longer. But Duke's going to need some winterization. Now, he does have a windbreak. This black sheet here goes all the way to the bottom of his cage. So he has a windbreak, but I want to put a windbreak on both sides of his cage, on the shorter sides. And I want to have I want to find a taller cardboard box to put in here so that he has a place to get out of the really bitter cold nights.